Don Cheadle. Avengers, the Age of Ultron. What'd this make? Who made more money? Mayweather or Avengers Age of Ultron this weekend? Don Cheadle joins us now. Don, can you answer that question?
I think the movie did by a slight margin. Not a lot. It ain't out in front by a lot.
More entertaining, the fight or Avengers?
Well, I'm going to say Avengers, but I also thought that people got their money's worth on the fight. I saw it for free, so I definitely think I got my money's worth. But I think it was it was the fight that I thought it would be.
Yeah, I think people are surprised that Mayweather was Mayweather, and if you watch him fight, he fought his fight. Pacquiao's the guy who didn't fight his fight. He didn't live up to what I thought he would be. Mayweather lived up to what I thought he would be, though.
100%. I mean, you got to bring it. You know what I mean? If you really want to dethrone someone who's 47-0, and especially a fighter like that, Pacquiao's best chance was, I think, just to throw caution to the wind and just be incredibly aggressive. And he threw a couple of flurries when he had him against the ropes, but he never really cut off the ring. He never really, to me, threw caution to the wind. And without doing that, I didn't think there was a shot that he could win.
What was the pre-fight party like?
For me, it was pretty quick because we had literally landed about an hour before that and just changed clothes and ran into the restaurant and had a little appetizer. It was cool.
Who'd you see?
Yeah, who didn't I see? It was ridiculous. I mean, I think everybody came to the fight. And there were a couple 100,000 more on their way into Vegas when we were there. So it was a murderer's row of celebrities and folk.
Okay, but tell me how this works. When you're famous, do you then go say hello to somebody who's famous, or do you wait for somebody famous to come over to you? What's etiquette?
What's the fame etiquette? What are the fame politics?
Yeah.
What's the pecking order?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends. It's funny because I take pictures with my friends, but I don't take pictures with people who I don't know who just happen to be celebrities. But I did see Jordan Spieth, and I did run across the aisle and wanted to take a picture with him. So I took a picture with Jordan Spieth. That's the one guy.
So of all the guys there, you're going to pick a 21-year-old golfer.
Jordan Spieth. That's the person whose picture I want.
So
I got it.
Not Michael Jordan, but Jordan Spieth.
But I know Michael. You know what I mean? It's different. I never met Jordan Spieth. I know all those other guys. And, the most fun part about the fight was sitting really close to Sugar Ray, who has become sort of my fight buddy. And we just keep score throughout the whole. We do our the analysis while we're sitting there very close to each other. So it's very cool to see a round happen and then look over to Sugar Ray and have him look over at me and us go, let's do the analysis across the aisle. So that's a lot of fun.
Best boxing movie ever is what?
Best boxing movie ever. Wow. God, I don't know. Maybe the first Rocky. I don't know. Best ever? That's a tough one.
What about Raging Bull?
Okay, I'm sorry. Of course. How could I forget that? That's the best boxing movie ever, bar none.
What is it about boxing, though, that translates cinematically? That there, there's a lot of movies that have been based around boxing.
Well, obviously, I mean, we are in movies attempting to focus on the areas of people's lives which are the most dramatic, where there's the most tension and tumult and things are at critical mass, and it's never more heightened than in a boxing situation where you can literally die, where it's literally life or death.
Do you want to be a portray a boxer?
I've done it, and I've been out of sight. My guy was a boxer. He took dives, but he was a boxer.
Did you have to learn how to take a dive, Don?
That was actually pretty easy to learn how to do. You just wait until someone swings near you and you hit the deck. But the training was really, really difficult. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, and it changed my body forever. Just that training literally changed my body forever. It was really, I didn't want any parts of it. After I finished, I was like, this is a horrible way to try to make a living.
He's Don Cheadle. House of Lies, I forgot to even mention that. Avengers Age of Ultron 2015. I got that movie making $600 million globally. Does that sound right?
So far, really?
I don't know. You tell me. This is kind of crazy stuff.
I'm not
right?
watching the numbers. But I mean, these movies typically make $1 billion. It's insane. It's insane.
And you're War Machine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What was the best and worst thing about being War Machine?
The best thing about being War Machine was getting the call that, hey, you're War Machine. And I think the worst part was probably having to put on the suit.
That's what I was going to ask you. Can you keep the suit?
No, and you don't want to keep the suit. I mean, the suit is, you want to keep it as a souvenir, obviously, and when it's all said and done, I will try to procure one of those for myself. But it's a big, heavy situation. It's not fun to wear.
What's the best piece of memorabilia you've kept from a film?
I'll let you know because I have facile hands and I'm still taking things. So I hope the best is yet to come.
What about Miles Davis? When's that movie come out?
Well, we just finished it, and we are gonna do the festival circuit a little bit, and probably in the fall we'll see the movie theater.
I have a friend of mine who has Miles Davis had an album cover where he's got a yellow, I think Ferrari on it, or and my friend has that car that was Miles Davis's.
Wow, how did he get it?
He bought it years and years ago, and he told me it's probably worth $1 million. But it's on the Miles Davis album where you see that car.
Yeah, it's one of many that he had.
Yeah. So what's next? Would you go to another? Are you calling for like a rematch between these two? Would you want to see that again?
I don't know. I don't know. Who's left? Who's he going to fight? Amir Khan? Is he going to fight Broner? Who's he going to fight? He's not going to fight Triple G. That will never see that fight. So I don't know. Maybe no. I don't personally want to see the rematch.
Well, he says he's only got one more fight, and you know how fighters lie more than anybody.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So does Floyd end at 49-0?
I think he would want to get to 50-0, and then I think 3 or 4 years after that, when his bank account is on O, he's going to want to come back and do some more.
Well, good luck with everything going on. Sounds like you got a whole lot going on. Always great to talk to you, Don.
Thank you, man. I'm headed to George Lopez's charity tournament right now for kidney research, and so I'll tell them all you said. Hey.
All right. Thank you, Don.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
That's Don Cheadle, Age of Ultron, The Avengers, Iron Man, House of Lies, Miles Davis, biopic coming up.